Good morning, Blue Lulus. Should we go down one more rabbit hole together? Come on. So this story is entirely made up. It's completely nuts even for me. Okay, so all the characters in this story might relate to some real ones, but that's not true. This is totally fake, and I made this all up. Okay, for entertainment purposes only. So in our story, there was an announcement that was made yesterday by some allied places to Gotham City, 7 of them to be exact, and they noticed that the cold place where Thanos lives has been fiddling in the societies of all 7 of those places as well as other ones around the nation, right? And they came out and said this about 36 hours after there was a closed-door meeting with our Smart People agency here in Gotham City that resulted in the firing of the head of that committee, right? And this left people scratching their heads. They were a little bit confused, but I mean, it's 2025, everything's confusing, and a lot of people kind of moved on. Because after all, we have a really big party to plan for, right? There's one that's supposed to occur on Monday, and then there's an even bigger party that's supposed to occur on the Joker's team on Sunday. Invitations went out all throughout the Gotham City Kingdom for all of these world leaders to attend this fantastic party, and yet everyone who used to work for Gotham City has RSVP'd no. That's interesting. Now, the Joker is not the only person who is going to be honored at this party. There was a penguin also, the Penguin, and he even said that he doesn't know that whether or not he's going to go. After all, there's a football game that he needs to attend. And then someone who used to work for the Joker, the evil one, who was only in office for 22 days, he actually said out loud on the internet that it's probably not safe for him to go and that he shouldn't go at all. There shouldn't even be a party, that he should just be this on an airplane instead, and that we shouldn't actually have one because it's not a good idea. And everyone said, okay, that's weird, and we moved on. But once the invitations from all around Gotham City started to be shown, people were really confused because the Joker and the Penguin's names weren't on them. Why wouldn't they be on them? Have you ever gotten invited to a wedding and had it just say, "Come to the wedding of the bride and groom"? No. Don't think that I am Team Joker for saying this, because it's about the most Team Joker sentence I have ever espoused, but in my gun safe, I have one of these invitations from the party from Reagan and Bush. Like, there's one that lives in my gun safe because my husband's grandpa was there. Okay, yeah, wasn't me, my husband's grandpa. And it sure does have their names on it. It's not just the last 2, all of them do. So why would they say, "Come to the wedding of the bride and groom"? That doesn't make any sense. Only for a couple hours for them to say that it's actually not going to happen out there and on the outside at all. Because winter is coming and it's too cold for it to be outside. I distinctly remember, I don't even have to remember, I have a sticker from our fella with the glasses and the mask with his cute little mittens that sold out after that photo from the last time we had one of these parties. It's always cold. It's January. It is never not cold this time of year in that place, but yet they're citing weather as the reason why it can't be there, despite the fact that a lot of the people who love and adore him have already traveled to be there, and yet he's containing them somewhere else. Now, is it possible that the Joker is embarrassed of the people who support him and that he would rather have his final coronation surrounded only by the creme de la creme and he doesn't want peasants to get in the way of his pictures? Yeah, that's entirely possible, but it's also possible that something is going to go down and they need to be kept separate. But why would he want them to be separate from him? Wouldn't he want them close by? Why would he want the people who will undoubtedly do anything from him to be separate from him? That was the part where I'm like, why are you afraid of him? And then I watched a video saying that he might be a mole. And at first I'm like, no, not a chance. There's no way that he's a mole, but it would be incredibly easy. Like, if anybody's going to flip, it's going to be him, right? Traitors, they go and trade. You know what I'm saying? And if this is a global sting operation that is happening in all of the realms and all of the cities all over the place, and you were to ask him, hey, You're in a lot of trouble. You owe a lot of people a lot of money, and we have every opportunity just to throw you in the clink, you know? But if you do this with us and you help us catch these people, not only will you not have to go to the clink, you can actually go down a hero. How does that sound? Hero, save your Joker, the one who saved not only our realm, but all of the realms. How does that sound? You think you would turn that down? I don't really. It's very far-fetched. Like I said, even for me, because this is imaginary. I totally made this story up. It's not real. But considering that this is our last day here, we won't know. We won't be able to see what's going to happen, both at the party that's supposed to be tomorrow or the one that's supposed to happen on Monday, and any sort of consequences that would be to follow. And then when I was saying that I was confused and that was going to suck for us not to be able to see it, it suddenly was like, bing, light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, that's why. That's why they're taking this away. Because posting over here has a certain amount of anonymity that posting on the meta apps does not, right? If you were trying to organize or rebel or do something mean or naughty or bad, it would be fairly easy for you to find who they were, where they work, who their mom and dad and baby and sister are, if they were doing that on the F book or the gram, yeah? That's how most of them got caught in the first place. That's why all of those 1,000 people are sitting in jail, because most of them put it on their Facebook right next to where they work, right? But on here, not necessarily. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell nearly as easily who someone is, what their last name is, who their friends and family are, and therefore it makes them harder to find. So it would be easier for them to organize malfeasance with a level of anonymity that they would not have through those other places. And so they're making it go away for a little while. Do you think that's it? Is that too simple? Is that too crazy? I don't know. I have no idea, but for whatever reason, having this be what happens actually does put all of the pins in place. It does kind of like tie it up nicely with this sweet little bow, and if this were a TV show, this would be the way that I would end it. What do you think? As I've said before, no matter what happens today, tomorrow, or the next day, you guys are my silver lining. I love you so much. Look at the links in my bio if you'd like to continue to follow me. I only have like little baby followings everywhere else, but we'll see how that goes. And definitely keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground. I'll see you next time.